Check, mic, check. Looks like we got it. Welcome, everyone. FitCamp number, I think we're at like 14 or 15 now. I'm not too sure, but regardless, welcome to FitCamp. As always, what you see on the screen is the workout for today, what we got planned for today. Quick 30-minute FitCamp class. I do want to just cover a few things with what I'm going to have planned for the next 4 weeks for the month of October. 4 weeks is a month, obviously, so we're going to kind of switch gears and focus, get a little bit more specific with our focus on very specific goals for the next 4 weeks for the month of October. I got 7:28. I'm going to get started a little early just so that so that we can get right into it as soon as I'm done explaining kind of what you see on the board. Again, welcome to FitCamp. My name is Orlando, health fitness specialist here with Samsung in Austin. So basically what I really want to get into over the past couple of years is it's gained popularity on social media, all that good stuff, but for the most part, it's going to be this October Squattober program that has gained popularity on social media. I enjoy it. I like seeing it. Again, basically what I like about it is that it gives people a different focus. As I said, it kind of encourages people for the next 4 weeks. What's going to be the main focus? Oh, it's our squat. I want to take it a little further than that. A lot of the ones you see on social media focus heavily on just squatting heavy, squatting multiple reps, whatever it might be. I want to extend that a little tiny bit, and we're going to call it more so of a lower body focus. So for the next 4 weeks, for the month of October, for the next, including today, so today plus 3 more fit camps, we're going to focus on our lower body. It's going to be my version of Squattober. If you want to, or if you run into this program online, social media, you have any questions, feel free send those questions over to me and we can modify this as much as you want. But like I said, really this 4-week focus, this 4-week program that we'll call Squattober, really helps me kind of go over a bunch of things and really just helps us bring our goal down and narrow our focus. On top of that, I love squatting. I love coaching to squat. I love helping people transition from a body weight squat to a back squat to a front squat, whatever it might be. I love squatting. Very important movement. I always include it as part of our workout. So now we're going to kind of ramp that up. So you can kind of start thinking about it for yourself. We can go about this 2 ways. I'll cover both ways every week. Option number 1, for Squattober, you're going to focus on basically the squat, and then you're going to focus on gaining a little bit of strength in your squat, gaining a little bit of muscle in your legs, maybe leaning the legs out. That third one will tie in with the second option, which is going to be our lower body focus cardio portion of Squattober. The other reason I really like, for whatever reason, obviously it sounds good, Squattober, but for whatever reason, it also lines up perfectly with a traditional November goal for people, which is usually right around the month of November. People are kind of preparing for a 5K run, a marathon. I know here in Austin, the turkey trot is very, very, very popular. So right around this time of the year is when I do like to start focusing on the lower body. So for the next 4 weeks, lower body focus of Squattober will also include a cardio focus where I want to help you prep for something a little bit more long distance, like a 5K, like a marathon. So let's get into the workout. As always, a little bit of a warm up, our movement prep, glute bridge, straight leg raise, clamshells. I'll show you those. We'll introduce some mini bands. For our pillar prep, leg raise, a toe touch, heel touch, deck bug, V up. We're going to run through the movement prep and pillar prep fairly quickly. I really want to get into what will be the strength portion for today, which is, for today, I just want to cover a bunch of different squats. I'm lucky enough that I have a squat rack in my garage. That's where I'm at right now. So I will show you the back squat. If you do not have a squat rack, if you do not have a barbell, that is why I want to go over the other variation of the squats that you can perform. Single leg, both legs, lunges, all kinds of things. But I will encourage you to try and pick up some dumbbells, some weights, so that we can make these squats a little tougher. Again, one of my favorite things to do is to coach people up to the point where they can start loading that squat, loading the bar on their back, and getting some loaded back squats, loaded front squats, things like that. And then at the bottom here, you're gonna have the option of strength or the cardio for today. I wouldn't want you to go squat a million squats and then go run. So pick one or the other. But for our cardio today is a 1 mile run for time. This is one where if you have some kind of watch, some kind of stopwatch, something that's going to be able to time your mile, I would like to know your starting point, where you start today. I'll share mine with you all. But basically, that's going to be our first benchmark, our first indicator is where you're at right now with your mile. Whether it takes you 6 minutes, you're in the best shape of your life. It takes you 6 minutes to run a mile. Maybe you're just starting with the running and it's taking you 8, 9 minutes. Maybe you haven't ran in a while and it takes you 10, 11, 12 minutes to run a mile. That's what I want to work on next. And then we'll turn into a mile and a quarter, a mile and a half, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles, whatever you want to run distance wise. Let me rearrange a couple things. Let's get to the workout. All right. Boom and prep, glute bridge, straight leg raise, and some clamshells. This is one of my favorite lower body routines, lower body warm-up routines so that we can all, as I said, warm up, that lower body before we get into squatting or before we get into running, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up nice and difficult. I'm gonna throw a mini band around my knees, above the knees. That's gonna make my glute bridge a little more difficult. And then it'll help me transition into the clamshells nice and quickly. Right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and go arms above the head, put a little bit of resistance against the mini band, and glute bridge. Ten. We're not going to rest too long. These aren't meant to tire you out. These are meant just to warm us up. Eventually, once we do add weight or once we are performing this glute bridge at a higher intensity, we will break it up and we'll rest for 45 seconds, 60 seconds, whatever it might be. But for right now, they're just intended to warm us up. So here we go, set them to 10 reps. Two sets done. Two more. Tiny rest here. Set number 3, 10 reps, whenever you're ready. Short rest, one more set of 10. We'll move on to our straight leg raise. If you feel ready, whenever you're ready, go for it. Last set. There it is. I'm going to bring the mini band up so it doesn't affect my straight leg raise. I have 4 sets of 6, so 6 per leg. Pop the knee out, raise it up as high as you can. Feel the stretch in the hamstring. 6, other leg. 6. Tiny rest. In this scenario, since we're going single leg, if you don't want to rest, keep going. Just alternate legs. 4 sets of 6 per leg. So 4 sets of 6 on the right leg, 4 sets of 6 on the left leg. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and go at your own pace. Three sets for me. I'm gonna take a little break. Ooh, keep that knee locked out, keep that leg straight. See if you can bring it all the way up perpendicular to the ground. If you can't, that's something that we can work on. You should aim to be able to bring it up perpendicular, straight up and down, perpendicular with the ground. Last one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ooh, there it is. Let's get into our clamshells. Clamshells, 4 sets of 10 per hip. So this one's a little different. We've done this one before. What you're gonna do, you're gonna stack your ankles on top of each other, stack your knees on top of each other. Give me a 45-degree bend at the knee. Don't let your ankles come apart. Bring those knees apart all the way up like a clamshell, all the way down. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me 10 per leg. Flip over to the other side. Stack those ankles, stack those knees. 90-degree bend in the knee. 45-degree bend. Keep the ankles together. Open it up. To make it a little more difficult, we bring the mini band back down around the knees, above the knees. Stack the ankles, stack the knees. Set number 2, mini band. There's 2 sets for me. Keep going. We're going for 4 sets of 10 on each leg, each hip. Keep going. Need to get set up for the next. We got our pillar prep next. Clamshells, 4 sets of 10. Give you about another minute and a half. "30 seconds, just wrap it up. You're done with your clamshells. Grab a quick shot of water before we get into our ab work, before we get into our pillar prep. All right, start wrapping it up. We're done with our movement prep. Let's get into our pillar prep, a little bit of ab work. I got my yoga mat. All of these will be for time. We're gonna knock these out nice and quick so we get into our squats, our different squat variations, show you guys your different options for squats. So, leg raise. Level 1 here, straight up and down. You can even flutter if you want, alternating. You can give me a little hip thrust at the top, but it's leg raises. 25 seconds, 3, 2, 1, go. Leg raises, straight up and down. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Done with our lower ab, upper ab. We're going to get into toe touch here. Get the shoulders off the ground. Touch those toes. 25 seconds. Ready? Go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. I'm sorry, done. Done with our upper ab. Let's get into our obliques. You're going to give me this heel touch here, side to side, pivot, touch that heel. 25 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, dead bug position, alternating sides, opposite side alternating. 25 seconds. Ready, go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. We'll move on. Again, don't want to run out of time. We're going to go back to our V up, hands above, straight over your head, I guess, whatever this would be, over your head. Legs out, straight out, and you'll meet in the middle. Like a V, like a V. 3, 2, 1, go. Last one, last 25 seconds, 25 seconds of work. $15 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, grab some water, grab your towel. Quick shot of water. Again, don't want to run out of time. We have about 15 minutes, so I think we're going to have just a pretty perfect amount of time. What I want to cover next is going to be our couple different variations of squats, different squat patterns that we can perform depending on what equipment you have available to you. Depending what your goal is going to be for the next 4 weeks, for the next 8 weeks even. If you're going to go on the cardio, if you're going to follow the cardio path, you're looking more so at an 8-week plan. I'm planning for, say, a cardio event the week of Thanksgiving, the end of November, for you to be running, say, your 5K or your marathon, whatever it might be. I'm going to grab a few things. So, I've made a couple different videos on the squat pattern, squat movement. I include the squat in almost everything that I do. So for starters, obviously, body weight squat. No dumbbell, no bar on my back, no dumbbell in hands, nothing. Let me move this down. First, I want you to focus on, we'll start from the ground up. So, ankles under your hips, that's about as narrow as you should really ever go. There's not too much benefit in squatting here. Now, really more than anything, you start getting into what would be more bodybuilding specific exercises, things like that. But we don't need to worry about those so much just yet. If you do want to, again, shoot me an email. We can include this as part of your routine, whatever it might be. I like recommending that we go a little bit wider than hips and then also point those toes out. It's going to engage the glutes a little bit more. So that's your starting point always. Set your feet at least as wide as your hips, but I like going a little bit wider than hips. That's going to let you come down. Now what I want to do is bring this camera up. Now we can focus a little bit higher up. So I'm going to give you a side view as well. Set the feet, set the ankles, point the toes out. First movement I want you to do, hips back. Like you're going to sit on the toilet, but you're going to go sit in your chair, hips back first. Hips back first. The opposite would be knees first. So if your knees come first, if your knees come forward first, that puts a lot of pressure in those ligaments in your knees. So what you want to do first, load those hips. So almost like you're going to close the door with your butt. There it is, boom. Straight back. And then from there, we sink down into our squat. This is your goal right here. You should always be able to bring those hips down parallel with your knees, at least knee height, 90-degree bend in the knee, and then up. There's my body weight. Here we go. Here, up. Keep that back nice and straight. Keep that chest nice and proud. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Chest up on the way up. Big push. There it is. Body weight squat. From there, the next thing I would want to introduce, I have a couple dumbbells. Next one is our goblet squat. The reason I like the goblet squat is it pairs hand in hand with another movement that we'll introduce later on, which is going to be a kettlebell swing. So goblet squat, kettlebell swing, those are great exercises that target different parts of the leg. And we can include both of those, but for now, I'll just cover the goblet squat. So here's, can't really tell if you can see it. I have a dumbbell, 20-pound dumbbell. Here it is. I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did before. Set my feet at least as wide as my hips, but a little bit wider. Come down, grab the dumbbell. Here it is. Give you a side view of it as well. My lighting is awful. Here it is. So you can go from here. We'll flip it up. Another variation. Now the dumbbell's a little bit higher off the ground. There's your goblet squat. Goblet squat is a single dumbbell. From there, easiest way to make this a little more difficult, we get into our dumbbell squat, which is a dumbbell in each hand. Here we go with the dumbbells off to the side. Same exact movement. Here's our dumbbell squat. Side view, dumbbell squat. Other variation that I like of the dumbbell squat, flip the dumbbells up, even with your ears. Now you have these dumbbells up high. Side view, dumbbells up high, dumbbell squat. After the dumbbell squat comes our traditional barbell squat. Barbell back squat is where we will start. So you have, but yet you can see a squat rack. I have my safety rails. I have my bar with my weight on it. It's very difficult to do over YouTube, over video, but one of the first places I start with the squat is bar placement. You want to get underneath it, squeeze those shoulder blades, and that bar should sit on those shoulders, almost on top of those shoulder blades. And then from there, it sits right on top of that musculature. Again, very difficult to do over a video, but one of the most important things for your squat is that bar placement. From here, step back, same exact idea. Throw those hips back, down to parallel, chest up on the way up, big proud chest. There, down. There it is. That's the barbell back squat. I have a couple different videos on our Instagram that cover the squat. None of them have built up to a barbell back squat, but for Squattober, this is going to be our focus. Anyone that's interested in learning how to squat with the bar on their back, a barbell back squat, please, 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 please reach out to me, and I'll be able to get you to that barbell back squat. Again, limiting factors might be equipment, might be that no one's ever taught you how to back squat, whatever it might be. But if you're interested in learning how to barbell back squat, reach out to me. We can definitely include that as part of your workout. Going forward, I want you to start picking a variation of the squat that you want to focus on. For me, since I do have this barbell, I will be performing a barbell back squat. So that's what I'll be doing for Squattober for the next 4 weeks. If you don't have a barbell, you have dumbbells. Looks like you're doing a dumbbell squat, a goblet squat. If you don't have any equipment, looks like you're doing a bodyweight squat. I will always give you some kind of modifications for whatever it is that you're going to do. As an example, if you don't have any equipment, all you have is your body weight, then really what you're going to be doing is you're going to be knocking out a ton of reps, and we'll just make them very dense. So something like how we do 12 reps in 30 seconds with 10 seconds of rest, or whatever it might be. I'll give you the modifications. As I mentioned, I wanted you guys to take a look at all of the squat variations. If you were looking for, obviously, a slightly more intense squat workout, then obviously pick the variation of the squat that you want to perform, knock out a few more reps, a few more sets. But the main focus for today's workout, I wanted everything that we did up to this point to warm up your lower body so that you can go on that 1 mile run for time. This is the time of the year, again, as I mentioned, where a lot of people like to start prepping for a 5K, a marathon, the turkey trot, whatever it might be. That's my goal as well. So I'm going to start increasing the focus on the cardio. I'm going to decrease the focus on the resistance training, on the strength training, start running a little bit more. I'm going to go knock this mile out right now, give you all my time, track your time, and we'll just kind of keep an eye on that as we progress week to week. Hopefully your mile time is getting a little bit better. And then once we get into November is specifically when we will start focusing the whole workout on cardio, so that if you haven't ever ran a 5K, which is about 30.3 miles, we need to start running more distance. So if you are interested in running a 5K, obviously I would like for you to run a 5K before you go run the actual race, if that makes sense. So your first time you run a 5K should not be at the 5K. So what you're kind of go from here, our starting distance is a mile. Go knock out that mile run, track your time, send me your time. I can build you a whole workout based off of your mile time alone, but it has to be a max effort mile run where you're really trying to run the fastest mile you've ever ran, and then we just kind of improve from there. So a couple of things to think about before next week. See which one of those squat variations you want to include as part of your workout. That will be the focus for the next 4 weeks. And then even from there, a little broader, start narrowing down your goal. Are you trying to build some lower body strength? Are you trying to build some lower body endurance, prepping for a race, a 5K, a marathon, whatever it might be? Other than that, great work, everyone. Give those some thought. I'll see you all next week. Keep an eye on the Instagram. Everything that I do in this FitCamp kind of ties in with the Instagram. So all the information is in one place. Go knock out that mile. Send me your time. Good work.